It's the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you into Paycor Stadium on the riverfront here in Cincinnati. And tonight we've got an AFC matchup in store for you, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Now it's Flacco. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Now it's 2nd and 10. To pass, Flacco. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. It connects quickly to Jamar Chase. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. This is Brown going up the middle to about the 26 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Flacco. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Passing play, Flacco. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is Evan McPherson and the Bengal field goal unit. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
At their own 33-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field, and that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Now 3rd down and very long. Throwing is Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run it. Warren. They'll get this down to the 38.
A I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd down and 6 now. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
And that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it is caught. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. On the run, it's Warren. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Rodgers going to throw. Caught by Wilson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now a run with Warren. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Talk about controlling the football and controlling the drive. And with runs like that, they'll continue to do exactly that.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
That. They crack a forehand back at him. We get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand. Really good backhand.
Get some nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Setting up to throw, Flacco. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That's big Cameron Hayward adding another sack to his career total.
It's now 2nd.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
3rd and 19.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approached this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Here's Flacco. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Skirts by him at the 35. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
6-yard return after a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. In motion, the tight end. Now it's Rodgers. Into the hands of Skoranek. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Fighting through pressure. Yeah, he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
3rd down, Flacco from the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down.
And the Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Flacco off play action. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward, his 2nd sack of the night.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Here's Flacco. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Flacco from the gun. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Ryan Rico now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Caught. It's Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
And the Steeler 1st down.
Here's Warren. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Rodgers. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And this is going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward. What a start to this ball game. Still in the first quarter, and he now has 3 sacks, on pace for double digits. These two teams all tied after 1. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Looking deep here for Chase. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And that's blocked. The Steelers get it. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Play action. Flacco. This one complete to Yoshibas. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They will toss to Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I know a lot of coaches like the toss play because they think it can be a real momentum shifter. Get the ball to that back who can get to the corner and turn it upfield. And on this play, that's exactly what they got, including a first down.
They go right back to the ground here in Brown. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Deshaun Elliott up to make the play defensively.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Steelers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
They'll keep it on the ground. Warren. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw, it's Rodgers. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Here's Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Warren. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Rodgers now to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 14. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. And they'll stay on the ground with Gainwell again. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
3 yards.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bengals drive about to get going. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
This is Brown on the draw play. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Flacco looks to throw. And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. Now it's Flacco. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now the Bengals on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now Flacco. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Kevin McPherson for the Bengals field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Now Rodgers. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line.
2nd and 7. They toss it to Warren. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now we get to see the punter, Corliss Waitman. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. From the gun, Flacco. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. Here's Higgins out on the right side. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Flacco. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Ron Thornhill.
Intercepted by the Steelers. They'll take over first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Got a man here, it's Wilson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Steelers.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now, a quick throw there is incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Rodgers to throw once more. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. To throw is Rodgers. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Boswell's kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And they'll accept that penalty. Here's Rodgers to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows that throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 25-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Flacco. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Flacco. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To pass, Flacco. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. They're throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can now afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there.
Now Brown only lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Here's Flacco. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Alex Highsmith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And it's fielded at the 34. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. Now the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Now fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now Rodgers. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. They get the pick. Now what can Flacco do on first down? And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Play action. Flacco. To the sideline and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Passing play, Flacco. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now a 2nd and 2. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A handoff for Warren. And good running there as as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's caught right side. It's Warren. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Open man, that's the tight end fire move. And boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
The Bengals drive about to get going. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. Open man is Yoshivas. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Flacco. Trying to lay one up deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 49 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Flacco. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Derek Harmon in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Yeah, they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
That's caught. It's Kenneth Gainwell. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the 1st.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now it's Rodgers. Open man is Skoranek. He's got it. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. To throw, it's Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball. Pat Freiermuth, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down. And 6 yards to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And it's
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 55 yards on the ground for him now, as he's done that on 15 carries. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out. And we've got them now.
Okay, so they'll march backwards on the penalty there.
I don't know about you, partner. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a ticky-tack type of a call. Was that a clear block in the back when he got his man off balance? I thought that was a tough one.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception, and it'll be second down. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On the give, it's Warren. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Logan Wilson on the tackle. A gain of a yard. It's now 4th down.
So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Flacco. And tough to win games if you go field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
You're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep here for Chase. They got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Flacco from the gun. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 10. It's complete to Brown, right side. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter. So the penalty there for a block in the back.
And that's one where you normally see a blocker put his hands up right away to say, no, I didn't do it. But this time, yes, you did.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Rodgers going to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Warren. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Flacco. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks, don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Here we go, 4th down, 4th quarter, Flacco. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brings up second
And for the
and
defense,
7.
this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
They'll keep it on the ground. Warren. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Rodgers now to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Field goal. A 58-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Bengals 9.
Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this fourth quarter deficit. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Here's Flacco. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
That's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on fourth down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Gotta avoid the flags defensively. Here's fourth and long. They're going to try it. Here's Flacco. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins, 62 yards. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And the lead will shrink to 6.
Makes the score Steelers 22, Bengals 16.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Oh, nice move. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Warren. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Rodgers. That's complete to his tight end, Fryermuth. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Warren will try the right side. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Flacco. Finding Sample.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Flacco. This one complete to Yoshibas. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Well, there's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here. Forced out to his left.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
2nd and 6 coming up. Flacco to throw. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
This offense has had its troubles moving the ball all night. So now you get in this situation, hard to imagine that suddenly they're going to start clicking and moving the ball downfield.
Setting to throw, Flacco. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. One last gasp for Flacco. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. But, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Cincinnati, good night, everyone.